This is the craziest news I've come across this week, and the week hasn't even ended yet. Did you know that out of the 90,000 African artifacts stolen by France during colonization, they have only returned 27? That include 1 to Senegal and 26 to Benin. Now, if you think that's bad, listen to this. They've even passed a law to register their loot as part of France's heritage, such that another law is required to return the artifacts to its rightful owners. However, it's not just the French elite. Portugal, Spain, Germany, and more are also implicated. Do you remember when the former British Culture Secretary stated that the Benin bronzes properly reside in the British Museum and that they were opened to sharing them with Nigeria, the rightful owners? But let's continue. Now meet Mr. Sali Alassane Thiam, the president of the NGO Afrique Patrimoine, which translates to African Heritage. He was invited to participate to the 5th Africa-Europe Forum on the Preservation of African Cultural Heritage, organized by La France in Côte d'Ivoire, Africa. Side notes: France possesses more than 3,951 artifacts from Côte d'Ivoire, and none of which have been restituted so far. Now back to the story. Mr. Sali Alassane Thiam attended the forum but was subsequently barred from speaking on the topic of restitution. Why, you may ask? Well, because it might cause discomfort to the French ambassador, Mr. Jean-Luc Martinez, who was the former president of Le Louvre, the museum in Paris. You see, in my village they say, the turtle does not give birth to a hairy child. So it turns out that Mr. Jean-Luc Martinez has been indicted in France for money laundering, and wait for it, and complicity in organized fraud in a case involving the trafficking of antiquities smuggled from Egypt, Africa, when he was still in charge of the Louvre Museum. So it is because of such individuals that Mr. Sali Alassane Thiam, an African in Africa, is being censored, not allowed to speak his mind. Listen, before we even talk about preservation, let's first talk about the restitution of all the stolen African artifacts.
We, ni nini?